exist. I wondered what would change. I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Chance every day for you to find out what's going on one street over from where you live. And we do, we work so hard at trying to kind of reach out to all the different places and just kind of plugging in to see what's happening. And my sweet friend, producer, co-host, whatever, Lee Marie is so fun. She's coming in here 7 to 7:30 this morning. And, and I haven't really talked to her about this. I really would like to kind of plug in with her at least once a month together, just so she can kind of unpack some of the things going on in the community, because she comes on Wednesdays from 8 to 9 and does the Go Show. And I hope some of you, and some of us are at work and we can't listen to that. And maybe we forget to go back and listen to it. But she just a ton of information in there about events going on around the community. Now, some of the things that we are working on, we got Ryan Martin will be in here at 7:30. He's on schedule to come in and update us on the mayor and alderman meeting, because the schedule was weird because we had President's Day on Monday. So the commissioners meeting did not happen. It's going to happen this coming Monday. So Mayor Vogel, our county mayor, he will be coming in next Tuesday. So that moved, but the mayor and alderman meeting still happened on last night. So Ryan will be popping in here about 7:30 to update us on that. And as spring is in the air, things are going to start happening. We're going to get, the schedule's going to get busy and stuff's going to be happening around town. And the only way to stay plugged in is to stay plugged in. And a really good way to do it is to follow us right here at 1100 WSGI. You can plug in and follow the YouTube page. We have Facebook presence. You can follow my page, LaVern, LaVern Vivio. Lee Marie puts stuff up. So we try to share it on social media so we can just kind of spread the word about what's going on around our community. So, and again, the only way to stay plugged in is to plug in and to see what's happening. We tested out the phone line yesterday, and if you missed it, oh my God, Bill Jones, number one, was in, and he has been under the weather. He was back with us yesterday. It was so good to see him. And he's, getting his strength back so he can get on in here. But he talked to us a little bit about what to expect for the rest of the winter before things are, are we going to warm on up, and what the official weather forecast is going to say. And Robertson County weather, by the way, people talk about how, I love Robertson County weather. That's him. He is a official weather tracker and all those things. And he does such an excellent job. So, that's Bill. So anyway, we checked in with him in that regard, and we talked to him a little bit just about some of the things going on in the community, but we also took a chance to talk to Omar Hamada, who is just a dear, dear friend of mine and just an amazing hero. If you haven't ever seen his resume, wow. I mean, Special Forces medic, doctor of so many things. He does emergency room stuff right now, but he was an OBGYN. He's the one that tweeted how there's no reason to ever have a third trimester abortion under any circumstances. And, of course, at the time, President Trump retweeted it. And so Omar started getting some national recognition. And he kind of teased the idea that with Congressman Mark Green saying, I'm not running for re-election, Omar's considering throwing his hat into the ring. And if he does, he will be our representative. It would be this district. So I don't know, y'all. I thought yesterday was kind of it was a pretty cool show. Did you happen to catch that?
I did. It was a very cool show.
My goodness. I was like, Omar, really? And, and I should have known that was coming, because he and I've talked a lot about his, he's got that thing where he feels, like I'm supposed to serve in politics. So I don't know. We'll see.
It would be cool. I know there's a lot of chatter out there. I'm not going to mention any other names, but there's a lot of chatter. Of course, everyone's.
Oh, of course. Well, we'll have to talk whenever we can, talk a little more candidly and not just right here on it was so funny. At one point, Omar goes, are we on the air? I'm like, yeah. When I call you, you're on the air. And with that said, I have not played around with the phone line since they put in our new control board. Thank you, LU. It worked perfectly yesterday. And so with that said, there's so many people that I would like to, tap into to get them on the air that just cannot get here at 7 a.m. So, and part of that is the local sports scene. Jamie Nixon for a while was coming in just all the time, and his schedule has just gotten crazy. So we're really, really, really trying to reach out and find out more about sports. I reached out to my Voice of the Bobcats yesterday, and I wanted to get them on today because, number one, we're wrapping up. Greenbrier has been playing host to the district tournament, which ends tomorrow, I think, because it's going through the 22nd was on my calendar because I put up the little digital sign there on the road. But I think we're going through the 22nd. But nonetheless, we've got that happening. But I got to brag on our wrestling team. We got 5 kiddos going to state Thursday, and one of them is Melvis Lopez. He's one of my AV students, and he is so excited. It's his senior year, and we're very proud of you, Melvis, and all you guys that are going to state. Just so proud of those guys, and just we wish them all the best in the world as they head that way. So, I mean, those are the kinds of things we want to herald and say, yay, way to go. And there's some amazing athletes in this county. So we just really want to plug in and start trying to promote them. And with us being able to make some phone calls and do that, we're going to do that. So if there's somebody I need to reach out to, you just need to send them my phone number, and I'm going to reach out to him and say, hey, can you come on and see if we can't really start checking into the local sports scene. But Lee Marie and I last night, we had this 7 to 7:30 slot, and I'm like, hey, have you got anybody? Because I had a couple of things. I'm trying to get Callie on here because she's working with Angel Studios now. And I am I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. I don't know if you know what Angel Studios is all about, but it is Christian entertainment. And that's the way we change our culture, guys. I'm so proud of what Angel Studios does. And there's some amazing productions coming out. They're doing one on Bonhoeffer. Oh, they're doing, and Cabrina, have you seen that? It's about an Italian nun who comes to America, and that's next month, and it's breathtaking. Oh my gosh. And I'm probably saying her name wrong, but incredible story about how she comes in and builds an orphanage, and I cannot wait for that movie. And so this is this kind of stuff they're doing, so I'm really hoping that they're going to let Cal, and it's going to be if her bosses will let her, because she's like doing publicist work. So,
okay.
Yeah, and they're at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention this weekend. It's happening in Nashville. Did you know that? It slipped my mind too. I've had several friends that are like, "Oh, we're coming to Nashville," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." Marty Solomon is going to be at Long Hollow on Sunday, and I was like, "What?" And I bet he's here for the convention. There's just several that I've noticed that are here. So anyway, welcome to Nashville, y'all. We just take for granted what we have here with Nashville, I think, but it would be a cool time, and I guess it's at Opryland. I don't know. I think maybe I'm not sure. Anyway, hi, Lee Marie.
Good morning.
What are we doing today?
We're doing a lot, but before I forget, She's My Sister is going to be coming on at 8 o'clock on my show.
I love them.
I know you love them.
I love them.
Yes,
so Amelia and Reagan.
Yes.
And Brown. That's She's My Sister. Those two kiddos, they're just precious. I love their mother. She's just amazing. They're just don't know their dad as much, but he's awesome too. I'm not around him as much, but I've been around him a few times. Great guy. But Danita has, it's so funny when you see what music can bring to your life, to your soul, and the way it has really impacted those two girls. And I get so tickled because Danita, it's like, okay, I think they paid for their own lessons, if I'm not mistaken. They had a thing where you could earn, they would earn their money and they would pay for lessons because she wanted them to have that skin in the game, And so they're awesome. They're amazing talent. And they're part of other groups too. They're part of the TriStar Ramblers, right? Do you know this?
I don't know if they are, but I know that.
I'm sure they are.
That sounds like they could. Well, we'll find out and tune in at 8 o'clock.
There you go. Tune in at 8 o'clock. Are they going to play some music? Or are they playing their instruments?
They are going to play some music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
So that is a good segue for one other thing I wanted to talk about. March 1st, which is a Saturday, I believe. Is that March 1st or March 2nd?
No, that's March 2nd because March 1st is on a Friday.
Okay, March 2nd then. Murph's is going to have some fiddling going on and a square dance caller. So you want to make sure you come out to that. And, they're still going to have their, country line stuff and all that. But, Murph's parents used to dance on the Grand Ole Opry, and they used to do a lot of square dancing.
Did they?
Yeah, so he really wants to kind
I
of
didn't know that.
bring
he
it
had
back.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, so now once a month, they're trying to really make an effort to reach out and do a little bit of square dancing within their normal Saturday.
Do they still do auction stuff?
They do Thursdays and Fridays, as far as I know.
Okay. Well, the only reason I ask is because, we're dealing with my mom's estate and stuff. And so we don't want to have, we're not, just make it clear, West Kentucky people, we're not having a sale. I just don't want to do that with mama's stuff and daddy's stuff. I just don't want to. And my brother and my nephew, we are all in agreement. So, number one, we're giving a lot of it away to people who mean something to her. But there's some things that needs to probably be auctioned, and we could bring it to Merv's, I bet. I need to call him.
And also I did meet an auction person yesterday, so remind me to talk to you about that later.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Very good. So, I mean, that's something I think we forget. That's why we do this show, y'all, is because we forget about the things we have in our community. And, and I hadn't even thought about it. When you mentioned Merce, I was like, oh, that would be a place. If we have a couple of pieces that we need to have auctioned off, we could do it through there. Oh, okay.
Yep. These shows are great for connecting people. I tell you.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I'm so connected now. It's just because of the show.
Well, same here. I say all the time, I try to figure out why in the world God had me run for Congress, but all of this happened because of that. Mark and I being in the classroom happened because of the doors that were opened through that. And I know I'm exactly where God needs. Do you ever feel like you're like, I'm where God wants me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I feel completely at peace with that. Now I'm excited for what he's bringing. I've got some other things on my mind. And, so I'm like, okay, Lord, let's do it, but show me, show me what you want me to do. Well,
and that's it. You have to be open to it and just really say, Lord, what do you want me to do?
Yes.
Because his ways are not our ways. So why do we keep trying to put him in our box?
Yes. I love that. And it's so funny you mentioned that though. When you think about though, his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. But use that to go, okay, I don't really know where you're taking me, but I'm cool with that. But don't use it as a cop-out of like, well, I can't understand that when it comes to Scripture. I think a lot of people, when they're studying Scripture, will go, his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Okay, I don't understand that. I'll ask him when I get there. But there's going to be things. None of us are going to get all of our questions answered on this side of heaven. But I'll tell you, don't use that as a cop out of going, okay, I'm just going to quit digging into that.
Right.
Because boy, if you keep digging, wow, that's kind of, and I say that to say again, Marty Solomon's going to be at Long Hollow on Sunday. And he's opened a lot of those doors for me to different things that I've been like, oh, he'll mention somebody that he studied, and then I'll go study that person. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just blowing my mind. The stuff I've been studying lately. And he opened the door to a lot of it. So
awesome.
I'm going to go all fangirl on him because I'm going to be at, my home church too, but there's 3 services. They're like at 8 and 9:30 and 11. So, I mean, you can do it all. You can go to church 3 times on Sunday. There's nothing wrong with that. You will
be triply blessed.
There you go. I mean, just do it all. Just do it all. But you can absolutely. And speaking of church, you and I went to church on Saturday this last week.
An 8-hour conference.
And you had Matt in on Monday.
We did because he was off class. And I said, all right, Lord, perfect timing.
And it was. And I have to tell you, I'm so jealous because Matt is my dear friend. I love him to pieces. If you do not know the Driscoll story, it'll blow your mind. What God has done in their life. I mean, go to CR just to unpack that story, have them unpack it for you because it will blow your mind.
Now, CR was last night, right?
Yeah.
Now, I heard Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon was there. Yes. But, yes, the Baumgartners came.
Good.
And
I wanted them to meet, so.
Yeah. And I'm serious. It's amazing. I just love how God's just kind of
putting everything together.
Yeah, just weaving it all together.
And I forget who it was over the weekend that reminded me, because we were, one of the little sayings that Shannon says a lot that she got from the Wellspring people is, pray it, don't say it. So don't go around complaining or talking about something. Pray it.
Pray it, don't say
it. And another
person
person over the weekend had said, but when you pray, remember, you're not just talking, you need to listen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. So many of us give our laundry list, but we need to be like, Lord, really, and just be silent and hear what he's saying to you.
Yeah, for sure. The guy who, what's the guy's name up at Long Hollow? I know he's wonderful. He's just not one of the preachers that I follow, but he is, what is his name? Somebody put it up in the comments for me, but it's the preacher at Long Hollow. I've heard him in his testimony when I've listened to different excerpts and stuff. He talks about when he came in as a preacher, Long Hollow had, they had a preacher for a long time that had cancer, and they had prayed for the miracle, and they didn't get the miracle, and it was just, it was a hard time. And so he comes in and starts preaching at Long Hollow, and it does not go well. And he said he was just having a real tough time trying to figure out what God wanted for him. And he just went on this little spiel of just completely shutting down and just letting God speak to him and just being still. And I mean, he talks about it, how long this time went on, and you look at what's happening at Long Hollow now. It's just the congregation is just, and it's not about numbers, but it's about the way God is moving and the way people are just coming to Christ. And there's just no denying that something special is happening at Long Hollow. And it's beautiful. But I mean, you hear the preacher there talk about it, and he's like, man, I just got real humble and just said, God, what are you trying to say to me? And he just got quiet for days. And just to see where God was leading him. And sometimes you need to do that, guys.
Right.
Well, not sometimes. We do need to do that, and we need to do it often. And, that's a struggle for me because I run my mouth all the time. And that's something, but anyway. So I'm going to let you talk. So
all right,
what
so
we
we're
got
going to
coming
talk
up?
about some more things that are coming. So I'm not going to, give everything away because I want them to tune into the Go Show.
Of course.
But one thing, and I don't even know if there's tickets available, but I know I used to work at a ticket reservation place, and I know that sometimes people, tickets get back into the system, where
Right.
either like season ticket holders or VIPs can't use the tickets. They don't want the seats empty. So maybe there's still tickets left, but did you know that Shen Yun is going to be in Nashville?
I had no idea.
Oh my gosh. This is an absolutely spectacular show. So it's the 24th and the 25th. And so, like I said, I don't know if there's still tickets left, but I'd hate for it to come and go and people say, oh my gosh, I never even knew it was here. So I just want to point that out.
Are you going?
I am going.
Oh.
Yes. So Bernie has wanted to go for about 6 or 7 years. And so her birthday present from Pop was tickets for this. So they're not cheap, but it's a magnificent show. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I've heard it's just spectacular. I didn't know it was coming. But, oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I think this will be a hard ticket to get at this point. But, like you said,
check,
check and see, and oh man, the music, just the images
and the
that
colors.
they've got right
I
here.
heard
Oh
they're
yeah,
just beautiful.
oh yeah, that's amazing.
So, anyways, that's a cool thing that's kind of happening this week. So next Go Show, I will be not today's Go Show, but next Wednesday's Go
talking
Show.
about
I'm going to be telling you how it went. Okay, so another thing to remember is that voting is on right now.
Early voting.
Early voting. And here's the thing: this Saturday is the last Saturday for those people that work during the weekdays.
Yeah.
So Monday through Thursday, it's open 8 to 4:30. Fridays, it's open 8 to 5. And then on Sunday, this Saturday only, it's open 8 a.m. to noon.
Okay.
So at the election office right there on Brown Street. So you can go out there. They have the ballot, whatever, posted on the wall so you can see what you're voting on. Because sometimes people are like, I don't really know. So
please
there you go.
know what you're voting on. My husband and I were having that conversation this morning because we want to make sure that we're pulling the lever for the right the person who we know that we need. And so this is a primary. Do you want to explain to them what a primary is? 'Cause
Sure.
I'm so stunned how many people don't know. But don't.
It's interesting because when you look at the ballot that's on the wall, the first 4/5 of it is all Republican.
Right.
And so, and then the last fifth is Democrat. The only name on the Democrat ballot is Joe Biden. And that includes all other offices too. So where Republicans are voting for school board members and judges and, different things, and of course, president, but Democrats, the only name is Joe Biden. So there's no other Democrats running for any of the other offices. So this is an important race, obviously, for school board because they're Republicans that are running. And then later on when we have the general election, I think there will be an independent school board person. I'm not sure who that is, but anyways, like I said, you can go to the voting office on the wall right outside before you even go in to show your ID. You can see exactly, so then you can make a lifeline call if you need to say
Yeah.
but there's not that much to research. Like the judge that's running, she's running unopposed. So you basically pick president, you pick your 3 or 4 school board people, and then there's delegates for the
Yes.
national convention.
Yes.
And so those, you pick a whole bunch, but, we're only picking the few people that we know on that. So it's not, a real stressful ballot at all. So anyways, get on out, especially tell your friends if they work. A lot of people work in Nashville Monday through Friday. So
Yeah.
this Saturday is really their only shot to vote.
Well, and what are the polling hours on Super Tuesday? I was trying to explain to my students what I said. Super Tuesday is coming up. You're not in school. They're getting a 4-day weekend, and I that just hadn't hit me. They're like, we got a 4-day week. I'm like, no. You come to school on Monday. You don't come Tuesday, and it's actually a professional development day Monday for teachers. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. So that gives the kids a 4-day weekend. Now we'll be there Monday, but then we're out Tuesday. So I won't have any problem getting to go and vote on Tuesday because I'm a teacher, and we won't be in session because schools are closed. It is a law that you cannot have kids in school while polling's going on. And since we use our schools as polling places, then that is a thing. So just know that. Now, Lee Marie is going to be filling in for me on election day.
Okay.
And she is committed. And I'm going to let Lee Marie fill in for me some simply because we're trying to get things packed up in Kentucky at Mom's house and things, that kind of stuff. So that's a lot. And so I'm going to be going up there quite a bit for the next 6 weeks, trying to help my brother with all of that because it's been on him and his sweet bride and kids forever. And so, anyway, so I appreciate you. And I may try to get her to fill in for me during spring break. But
No problem. I'll be
so
in
anyway,
town. Some of it.
Some of it. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So, nonetheless, we are part. This is One Street Over. Lee Marie's coming on at 8 with the Go Show. Ryan Martin will be sliding in here at 7:30. And honestly, that's going to be happening before we blink. You got anything else?
Yes, so I did want to talk about, because I took a load over to Ebenezer Baptist yesterday. They're going to be having a yard sale, and the proceeds are going to go to Christmas, Operation Christmas Child, the shoe boxes. And so, and I love that. And oftentimes I don't get my box in time. And so I'm like, all right, I'm spring cleaning right now.
Yeah.
I'm going over there. So I did take a bunch of boxes. You can only take them when their office is open. And so it's like 8 to 2.
Okay.
So today you can take them.
This is the one up in Greenbrier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's Ebenezer here that is part of Ebenezer Broadcasting, that is the Spanish speaking church, that our president of Ebenezer, Ilya Maldonado, is the preacher there. So don't get them confused.
That's right. So just a great excuse, because I know that COPE, they're taking stuff, but if you don't get there early, sometimes they'll say we're full, you have to come back tomorrow. So I found the times here. So you can take stuff to Ebenezer's office 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
As long as it's not too heavy for the secretary to move.
Bless.
If it is, then call ahead or bring other people to help you do that. But that's a great church, Inspirations, my shirt right here. I got to see Inspirations there twice, and they've been having some really great concerts over at Ebenezer.
Yeah.
They have another one coming up. I think it's April 11th.
Yeah, we talked about that. We had them in. That was another one of the interviews that Lee Murray set up for me, and I appreciate it so much. But that was a really good conversation.
Oh,
So
okay.
we had them in. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
So,
So anyway, so that's something. But there are so many things going on. There's no reason to be home alone. Today, 1:30 p.m. today, special budget meeting for the library.
okay.
So I heard that they're asking for like $100,000 increase, which it sounded like it included like a $16,000 raise for the director and something for the assistant director. And so I don't know if that is real. I'm going today because today's the last one.
you'll
So I'm
get
going to go.
details.
Yeah, I'll get the
Okay.
details on that. So, but I love the library, and I go to the library probably 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm I try to go to the board meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the budget meeting. The budget meeting is open today at 1:30 to the public. If you wanted to speak, you needed to submit your name ahead of time. But sometimes if they have extra time, they'll open it up to them. So anyways, that's just today, Wednesday.
Very good. What else you got?
So the Greenbrier Historical Society, this is their winter book sale right now. So most of their books are from 25 cents to $1. And they have tables and tables deep of books.
Okay, so what is this again?
This is the Greenbrier Historical Society Museum.
Okay.
And it's right across the street from the Greenbrier City Hall.
Okay.
Okay, and you can go in there. They're open year round, but right now they're having their winter book sale, and I stopped in because I had some books to donate, and I could not believe how deep. Like they'd be like fiction. Just tons of books.
So it's just a way to fundraise, and it's people donate books, and oh my gosh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can donate books there if you want, or you can definitely go out and buy them. And so they're located at 825 West College Street. Their hours are Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they have 3 rooms full of books over there.
Okay, you big avid. I know my friend Muriel Barnett, who's a recently retired teacher. She has really just doing. She likes to read, and so she was bragging on all these books she got at Goodwill. That sounds like you could get a better deal with these. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
definitely. And it would go to a good cause too.
Right.
Very good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So there's a lot of things going on. Of course, tomorrow at 9:30 is bingo at the Senior Center. The Senior Center has a lot of great things to go. If you haven't tapped into that yet, I highly recommend doing that. People are so nice over there. Elaine is over there, and you just kind of have instant friends. So.
Oh yeah. Very good, very
Okay.
good. And there was something I was going to ask you, but it just escaped me. But I wanted to mention too, my friend Paul Rainey put up, it's Robbie Galtrey is the guy's name at Long Haul. I'm so sorry I couldn't remember his name. I've listened. He's great. I've just got so many I listen to. I just can't listen to them all. but he's fabulous.
There's one more thing I wanted to mention because it's really getting up on the time on this. The Weekend to Remember. So like you and I went to this 8-hour conference, which was fabulous.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that it felt like it was like 2 hours long. It really went
Yeah, it was
so
so
fast.
good. It was so good.
So-
we were there for 8 hours, and I can't say enough about this. And they're talking about doing another one, and you can check out a lot of this guy's stuff online. He's fabulous, and Ryan's out there now. But go ahead.
Okay.
And what about
so the
Weekend
last
to
thing I want to tell
Remember?
you, Weekend to Remember is March 8th to the 10th, and that is in Franklin. And if you want to try a discount code, look up LOOKUP, all in caps.
Okay.
That could save you $100 per couple. I'm not going to guarantee it right now, but definitely check that out. Weekend to Remember. I've been to their marriage conferences. I think we've been 3 times.
Wow.
And they're very good. Very similar to this in that the speakers have a lot of stories that keep things really, fun. And so I highly recommend that. And it's by Family Life. So I'll put a post on the Lee Marie Facebook page also on that.
Okay, and you can throw it up in comments if you want to
okay.
on One Street Over as well. So very good, Lee Marie checking in. She'll be coming back in at 8 for the Go Show, and just be sure and check that out. And she'll be coming on with she's my sister. Got Amelia and Reagan Brown coming on here, and so love those girls. That'll be a lot of fun. So she's going to be updating us on what's going on in their world, and Ryan Martin is in the house, so we're going to let him slide on in here as she unpacks everything and slides out for a half hour, and then we're going to talk to him. But we do want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. What am I saying? They have a new name. It's still, I've said it for so long, I can't break my habit of saying the Garden Gate. Same team though. They just changed the name. So what they did is they took the office that Barry runs here in Springfield, right on the square. He is a broker. And then they took the office that Rebecca works out of in White House, and they have combined those two to bring you Exit Prime Realty. New name. Same great team. If you want to reach out for anything you need in real estate, they are the perfect folks to talk to. They've been sponsors of this program for a long time, and we appreciate them. If you want to find out more, you can just connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. If you're looking for somebody specifically, if you're wanting somebody that can help you from a marketing perspective, we talk a lot about how that Barry came out of a marketing background. He was a vice president of a media marketing company for many, many years, 17 years up in Nashville. And I'll tell you, when you have that expertise coming to help you out to make sure you've got the right photography, you got the right videography, walkthrough tours, it's a game changer for you. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, love what she does and love what she brings to the table. So whatever it is you're needing, you need to give them a call. You can call Rebecca at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or connect with them. You can Google them. Barry Richards, Exit Prime Realty, Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. You can find all their connection points and find out more about what's happening in the real estate community. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Give Rebecca a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Always, please, please, please let them know that U-Turn sent you. And is Ryan out there? You can tell him to come on in. We're ready. Oh, there he comes. And we're ready to talk to our city manager, Ryan Martin, here. And I'm just so proud of myself that I did not forget that today, we still had you coming in, but y'all had your meeting last night because the commission meeting changed. I don't even have to call you, and you're always here, always showing up for me, and I appreciate it.
It's just always booked. We appreciate again the opportunity, LaVern, to come and share what's going on with in the city of Springfield. And
Absolutely.
you know, I've said it 1,000 times that it's our goal to be as transparent as possible and let everybody know this is we exist to serve the people out there, and so they need to know what we're doing and what we're working on. That way, they can provide feedback and they can tell us, hey, keep doing that, or hey, stop doing this and do this instead. You know.
Well, I'm so excited because the weather's warming up, and I've been talking to some different folks about some of the things coming up that I know have got to be on your agenda. Just like I started to reach out to Ace this morning, and I was like, well, that might steal some of Ryan's thunder, because have y'all announced the festival that's coming up this summer? Have y'all?
We have. Well, it's out there. It's a save the date for the Fire Cured Festival, and that's you're
Is that
right.
what we're calling it? It's the Fire Cured
Fire
Festival.
Cured Festival.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of the theme is off of the heritage of dark fire tobacco, but it's going to include a whole lot of things that with a fire cured theme, right? And so it's going to be a really. I don't want to give away too many details yet,
but
it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be at Travis Price Park. It's going to be in August, and folks are really excited about it that are getting involved in that. And so I'll let you need to have Ace on at some point.
Yes. I'll reach
so
out
she can
to
share the details. But that's going to be another big festival that we're going to be able to have that folks express a lot of interest in, and so we're excited about it.
I think it's cool because, again, of that heritage of the smoking barns and all of those things. Will the barns be smoking at that time?
They will. So,
See,
some will.
There'll be some smoking barns out there.
And that's kind of when the earliest time, I think, when some barns will be smoking. Obviously, they'll continue into September and October. Past few years, we've seen that go on. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it
really
is.
Exciting.
It is, because it's always as school gets back up, then the barns are smoking. Because that's kind of, as we head back to school, then you start seeing the barns, and it's just cool. It's just neat. It's something unique to our area.
That's right, and we're hoping not only for folks locally to enjoy that, but we want folks to come in and learn about that. Yeah. So I'll give away one aspect of the event. I hope Ace doesn't get mad at me, but one of the aspects of the event she's putting together is a helicopter tour ride, so people can see smoking barns.
Oh,
and so
that's
she's
cool.
Coordinating that with some barns that'll be.
Sorry, Ace.
Yeah.
You let it out of the bag.
So just a little teaser of things to come, and so we're excited about some things that are going to happen.
We're excited about the weather warming up. So what did y'all talk about? What did y'all talk about?
We had a good meeting last night. A lot of things are going on in the city of Springfield, as you know, and we had a lot of good things that we discussed last night, and some things that are those real raw conversations that have to take place for a growing city, for somewhere that that really just. We've got to face some things, and we've got to look at investments in facilities and infrastructure and things like that. But one of the cool things last night is we accepted a donation from Firehouse Subs. They donated self-contained breathing apparatus bottles to the fire department. The fire department applied for this is something that Firehouse Subs does, and our fire department was awarded. And that's a really helpful purchase and expense. About $2,600 worth of bottles that our taxpayers don't have to buy. So we're grateful for Firehouse Subs for those oxygen tanks that they bought for us. We also implemented on first reading. We'll implement it on second reading. Our EV charger rate. So we amended our schedule of electricity fees to include an electric vehicle charging rate because I know a lot of people have already seen it because that we've had a lot of questions about it and a lot of interest in it. There's an electric vehicle charger that has been installed right between City Hall and the center. It's on the Locust Street side. That was, you probably remember we talked about it. It's been 2 years in the making. The state of Tennessee gave grants to local electric utilities to install those. So we installed that via a grant, and so we've already had a lot of it. It's not up and going yet. We've got to get that rate done, but we've had a lot of Tesla owners and a lot of folks that have said, hey, can I use that charger yet? Not yet. but it'll be up and going soon. So we had a place where we could install that, so that we're on the we have to adopt a fee because we didn't previously have a rate, a kilowatt hour charge for electric vehicle.
So do you like scan your card and you put your credit card in like you get gas? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
I've always been kind of curious how those things work.
Yeah,
but,
you'll put in a card and then so it's kind of like just like a gas pump in a sense where
Okay.
you put the card in and then however much gas you pump is however much it charges your
Okay.
card. It's the same however long you charge. It's 48 cents per kilowatt hour and then when you unplug
Okay.
it, that's what charges your card.
Okay,
So,
very interesting.
we've
All
had
right.
quite a few folks that that have asked at the center because they're like, hey, can I charge while I walk or while I work out or whatever? And we're like,
Yeah.
not yet. Not yet. You got to
Yeah.
wait a little
Is
bit.
there just one
It's
plug?
two. So
There's
it's two. It's a
Okay.
dual. I always say it looks like one of those, car wash vacuums, where
Yeah,
they has
yeah.
hoses on
Okay,
both sides,
yeah. Yeah, I've seen them.
It's one,
Uh-huh.
so it's, but
So
it's
you can do two cars.
two cars
Okay. Or two
can
trucks
charge
or
at
whatever.
once.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's on its way, and that'll be up and going soon. We also, still sorting through tornado, and I'll cover this kind of all in one. Is we ratified 2 emergency purchases last night once we kind of had all the documentation together. One was for switches at the substation that was badly damaged during the tornado. That was about $52,000 worth of damage, and then staffing. We had to pay the obviously the electric utilities that came and helped us staff and helped us get electricity restored to the area, and that was about $310,000 that cost. So on that note, we were included in the public assistance declaration for FEMA, so we do expect some sort of reimbursement for a portion of those costs. We have a meeting tomorrow. I think Mayor Vogel and myself and some of my leadership team will be meeting with TEMA tomorrow to discuss the ins and outs of that and how that's going to work. So we're glad that's finally come to be. And I told you we were out about $1.2 million. And so we're going to see how much of that we can get reimbursed locally.
Well, and I'm just so proud of our community and the way we've cleaned it up because I had to drive through. They diverted us when I was heading over to Madison the other day down a side road because they were putting in some lines on Gallatin. And we went through a community that's still just
Really?
a mess. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. They had Gallatin Road shut down Sunday morning of all things, going to church.
Wow.
Yeah, and putting a line across Gallatin Road right there at the bridge, and then that community where those folks got killed is just still just a mess right there.
Oh, my
So,
goodness.
yeah, so I mean, I'm from Mayfield, y'all. Can't begin to tell you. When my mother passed away, and so I had some family come down for the funeral, and they came through Mayfield, and they're like, it looks like something from like an apocalypse. I mean, it's still, it's cleaned up, but it's still just nothing there. And I mean, this has been a couple of years. It's like, what? So we did a good job, is what I'm saying. Having seen it not go as well, we did a good job. I'm proud of our community.
You would know. I mean, seeing those,
Yeah.
that's our community just came together
You bet.
and helped each other out, and everyone was motivated. I had family in over the weekend and was showing them, trying to show where, but that it's all gone, right? And it's all cleaned up, and so it's hard to show. Well, this is what this looked like on December the 10th. At the day after the tornado.
It's amazing that it's done so quickly. I'm so impressed.
Yeah,
Well done. Well done.
Appreciate everyone. Our community rallied around each other and helped out tremendously, and so we appreciate that. Another thing that we approved last night was an agreement to begin an arrangement with Seven States Power Corporation, which is a subsidiary of TVA, for middle mile fiber services, and I'm gonna break that apart.
Okay.
For middle mile fiber, and what that is that means the internet. It's actually a thing that exists, and it will run right through the middle of Springfield. Okay. For those providers, and we will lease our fiber space, because we have a fiber loop that connects our substations. We'll lease space to them, and so that'll be a revenue generator rather than them having to work it and circulate it around Springfield. We'll lease the space for them to come through. Now, let's talk about fiber for a second.
Okay.
And let's talk about fiber internet. There is a bill that has been introduced by Dr. Kumar and Senator Roberts that we had asked to be filed on our behalf. It's a private act that would allow Springfield to be exempt from the law that prohibits electric co-ops from providing any kind of services inside a municipal electric territory, okay? Because you remember the fiber discussion, we did a feasibility study. It was going to cost $28 million for the city of Springfield to provide fiber internet.
Yeah.
It's not an investment that we can make, right?
Right.
But Cumberland Connect is doing it really well.
Right.
Right.
Which we'll be talking about here in a minute, but yeah.
And so we went and had met with them and gauged their interest in, hey, would you like to come in? And they responded favorably and said, the problem is the state law prohibits us from doing that.
Okay.
So we had first asked for said, hey, would you change the state law and allow municipal electric utilities to consent to a co-op coming in and providing some sort of service where it's needed, but at the consent. And absolutely not. So the answer was absolutely not. Little confused, and I'll tell you where all this kind of is ending up. But so we pushed a little, kept pushing and asking, and eventually Dr. Kumar was able to get drafted a private act that says, okay, just Springfield. All right, we'll allow Springfield to consent and allow for broadband fiber to come in, and we figured out where all that's going. This initiative and effort is being fought very, very hard by AT&T and Comcast. In the city of Springfield right now, they're the only game in town.
Yep.
Okay, and they know, I'm sure, that Cumberland Connect can come in and offer a service with good customer service at half the price. And so they are fighting this very hard. Our legislators have told us what a fight this is because, as you know, AT&T gives thousands of dollars to the people down there at the legislature. So what we have done is just ask, and we've got some meetings set up. I would ask any city resident, any city business owner, to call our state legislators, call any state legislator, and let them know, we want choice and competition. Those seem to be themes that are attractive. So let's have choice and competition in Springfield when it comes to fiber internet.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
And so, but right now we're told that that's not likely to happen because
that is a shame. Oh my gosh. Thank you for updating me on this, because that is one thing. I have so many people, because they know that Cumberland Connect is one of our advertisers, and they're like, why can't I get it? It's like, well, you're not a Cumberland Electric customer. And this is why, guys, this is why you don't have it. And it's political, and it's a shame, and it needs to change. And so we need to, you need to make some phone calls. You need to make some phone calls, and AT&T, shame on you. I just want to
well,
but I'm serious. And Comcast, all these guys, I'm so, the lobbyists and all of that, that's what just really gives politics a black eye, and it should.
That's correct.
And that is a shame. But
And I'll be honest, I don't blame AT. I mean, I get where AT&T and Comcast are trying to protect their turf. The problem lies with the folks that are going to vote the way of their campaign contribution accounts, as opposed to the people that sent them there.
Yeah. And I'm hearing the radio station and have connectivity issues because they only have so many choices, because they're not a Cumberland Electric customer. And so they only have what they can get. And it's a frustration Ilya gets frustrated because he has just limited things that he can tap into.
Yes.
And I can't begin to tell you the difference it made for me, because I'm a rural provider in the sense that I just didn't have any options. And I had terrible connectivity. And now I'm a Cumberland Connect person. And we'll have to talk and do their ad here in a minute. But that's a very good ad. I don't know if we even need to do it.
Yeah, we might have covered it for you. And we did, because we recognized what they're doing and how
well they're doing it.
How well they're doing it with their customers. Because as you know, what really matters to us is customer service. And what we hear from our citizens all the time is, we need a better choice, or we need a different choice. We need some customer service. And so that's why we wanted to enable that. Not that we're picking Cumberland Connect over AT&T or picking Cumberland Connect, but allowing that option to come into Springfield so our citizens can choose, right? Give our citizens the choice. That's all we're asking the legislature to do, is allow our citizens to choose. And we're being told that that is not likely to happen because of the stronghold that AT&T has on, and I get it. They give thousands of dollars to these people down there, and that makes a difference to them. And the city of Springfield is not allowed to give any campaign contributions or anything like that. So
you make phone calls.
So what we do, we ask folks to let them know that let the legislators know that they work for the people, and the people, want a choice and competition.
And I believe our representation from Dr. Kumar and Senator Kerry Roberts, I think they probably completely support this.
They do, and they both sponsored it and introduced it, yeah.
And so, but it's, again, they have to, get everybody else on board.
That's
so
right.
That's the thing. So don't get mad at them. I know them pretty well, and I feel like they probably support this from what
Yeah.
you're telling me.
Yeah.
But they can't do it all by themselves. That's the
Correct.
thing that frustrates people when they send people to political office. They can't do it alone. And so it's just Senator Roberts is supposed to be in here on Monday, so we'll try to mention this if everything works out with his schedule. So we'll talk to him a little bit about
Great.
this.
Yeah.
But let me just go ahead and finish the Cumberland Connect ad. I
Yeah,
mean, there you
might as
go.
well.
It is
Teed it up
incredible.
right there,
yeah,
yeah.
you teed it up for sure. And what he was saying about the customer service, guys, I had AT&T. And I had a problem, and it's been over a year ago now. 4th of July, I was in Mexico, and our internet went down. And my husband, he's not a tech person, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And so I started making phone calls and talked to 4 different countries because it was a holiday weekend. I knew I needed a modem. I told him I needed a modem. Well, no, you need to be there, and you need to check this, and you need to check that. Bottom line is, once we cleared the holiday, I spoke to somebody here, and the folks they were sweet, they were kind. We had nice conversations, but they couldn't help me. Got a hold of somebody a week later, got a new modem, and they fixed it. And I was only having 3.5 upload speeds. It was insane, and I was paying $65 a month for that. For $80, I got a gig, and now I have a gig. I have my upload speeds. I forget what they are, 500. It's crazy, and it is amazing. And I can't even tell you enough about the customer service. They came out one day just to kind of help me out and advise me on getting an extender and all this. And they said, we'll do it this. They didn't even charge me. They said, we'll just call it a site survey. And I've had nothing but great customer service, great response. Even when my power went down because I have a generator, I can plug in and still get internet. It's crazy. It's so good. You want to check it out. It's cumberlandconnect.org, cumberlandconnect.org. If you want to see if they're servicing your area, 800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. Put in your address. You've got to be a Cumberland Electric customer for now. Maybe we can get this fixed. We'll work on it. But for right now, you got to be a Cumberland Electric customer. That's what powers it. And they're getting pretty close to having everybody on their service line having it available. So just reach out to them, put your address in, and they'll let you know if you can plug in and if they can hook you up. Be sure and let them know that you turned
Hi,
it in.
friends and neighbors. This
And,
is Josh
here we're
Franks
gonna
of
get back
Josh
with
and
Brian
Ashley
Martin.
Franks.
He is
Be
in
listening
the
for our
house.
brand.
He is our city manager for Springfield, and they had their mayor and alderman meeting last night. So it's all you now. I got the ads in. Got 15 minutes. Let's get through our.
All right.
schedule.
I'll hit a couple of other things that we talked about last night. So we approved some change orders on the Batson Parkway Extension project. That project is still moving along despite the weather issues that we had. That project is still scheduled to be completed in June. So we're excited about opening up the Batson Parkway Extension and allowing us. Someone told me the other day that you'll be able to miss 7 red lights in Springfield if you're trying to get from 431 to 41 South, so or vice versa. So that's exciting. That project is moving forward. We also accepted a grant last night from Public Entity Partners, which is our insurance carrier pool, for cybersecurity. So they issue grants now for cybersecurity training. And so we're using that on our employees to train them for cybersecurity reasons. A lot of people don't realize this, and I don't know if I've mentioned on the show, we have a lot of attempted cyber attacks in the city of Springfield. Obviously, the city, for those that remember, it's been a few years ago before I got there, but it was there was a ransomware attack on the city, and ransomware is where they lock down your servers and you have to pay them to unlock it, right? And they can wipe all your data once they get in there. So we have that threat that goes on, phishing attempts and that sort of thing. But we also have state actor attempts from China, Russia, Iran, North Korea that attack our servers every month. And the reason for that is, and we know through the cybersecurity, federal government cybersecurity arm, that because we have a water treatment plant, because we have an electric utility, those are 2 of the high-profile targets. And so it is imperative that we try to protect our cyber systems, our information systems, and that sort of thing to make sure that we protect the integrity of those systems and not allow the grid or the drinking water to become compromised. That's something that is I'm not trying to scare anybody or get anyone alarmed.
It's what we're living in.
It's the reality.
It's the reality.
It's absolutely the reality. So it's important to make sure that we have the tools to make sure those don't happen from an electronic standpoint, but also the training, because a lot of those things are human error, right? It's an email that looks real and you open the attachment, now you're infected. It's it's things like that are going on that happen not only to personal folks but also their attempts on the city of Springfield. So we're working diligently. I want everyone to know that we take that seriously, and that we've obtained a grant to help further train our folks to try to prevent things like that from happening.
We have it in the school system too. I mean, we have all kinds of stuff where we're just cautioned constantly: don't open it, don't open it. You know, is it big warnings, because I mean we've had situations where things our systems get compromised and we can't get into power school, and and it's outside stuff messing with us. So
that's exactly right. Criminals that just don't have anything better to do, or there's a lot of money to be made,
and they have a nefarious. They're wanting to see our vulnerabilities. They're testing. They're wanting to see, can we get in this way? Yeah. They're testing it all the time.
Absolutely. A couple of announcements that they'll make. Well, one announcement and one teaser, I guess. We'll go back to a teaser like we did on the front end. The skate park. It is finished. It is complete. It's getting there. It will be complete in the next week or two. The orange fencing will stay up, but we expect that skate park to. We're going to cut the ribbon and open that thing on March the 8th. That's Friday. That's 2 weeks, I guess, from this Friday. Yeah. At 4:00, we're going to open that thing. So we're going to try to have a lot of kids out there. It's after school, so we're going to try to have a lot of folks out there to skate and open that thing up in style. And so that's at Garner Street Park, and that's just one of the many upgrades that are coming to Garner Street Park. We're adding pickleball courts. We're redoing the restroom facility there to make it nicer, more modern, and safer for folks, and also putting a new ADA compliant playground out there, similar to what we did at MLK Park. So
Terry came in and spoke on that last Monday, I think. I had him in. I had him in one day last week, and he just kind of talked about it. And we talked about the skate park. And now you talk about kids coming out the skate park. I know an old dude that's a skater that's going to be, oh yeah, I'm out there. I can't wait to see him doing this.
All ages.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. I was like, I didn't know you did that, but it's like he's a big skateboard guy. And then you'd be like, really? Yeah. Okay. So it's cool.
We'll take all ages out there. Also, Freedom Fest is coming up. We're working on that's going to be on Wednesday, July the 3rd this year. It's going to be the day before the 4th. So you can come out and party with us and end, and then go into July 4th and spend that with your family or however you choose. But we've got working on securing talent and the attractions for that, and we're so hopefully have some more announcements next month on that. Okay. Finally, end on a little bit of a serious note. We had a discussion. I told you we had some real raw discussion last night about how to fund facilities. We had a facility study done in last fall, and the outcome of that was we've got to replace some facilities. We're in dire need of replacing some facilities. We've lost employees over our water wastewater department and the conditions the condition that facility is in. We've got some issues. We've had a lot of floods and things at City Hall, and we've constantly sink money into a building that probably doesn't need any more money, sunk into it. The police department headquarters has foundation issues and has for quite some time, and so we've spent a lot of money trying to resolve some of that. So it's just facilities age, right? Yeah. So some of it has to do with growth, but really some of it has to do with age of facilities and disrepair and functionality. And so we've been talking about how to fund that, how to do that, and so we're hopeful that the growth keeps up with itself. But the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, our strategic planning, had requested to continue this discussion to last night and look at just evaluate property tax rates. Where are we compared with everyone else? And we're actually one of the lowest. We're lower than our property tax rate in Springfield is considerably lower than Greenbrier, Portland, White House. Those cities, and also in the area, Hendersonville, Gallatin. Oh yeah. We're very much lower than a lot of those cities, which is something to be proud of, as long as you're providing the services that the people expect, right? And if the potholes are getting patched, again, disclaimer, we don't control state highways, so the potholes on the state highways we can't do anything about. That's going to be Fifth Avenue, Highway 40, which is Highway 49, Memorial Boulevard, those Tom Austin Highway, those are state highways. And I know TDOT's been working hard, to give a shout out to TDOT, working hard because they had that winter storm hit everybody hard. Ooh. And so TDOT's been working hard. They've got a lot of ground to cover, and so we appreciate what they're doing. But as long as your response time for your fire truck is good, as long as your police response time is good, your parks facilities are adequate, then it's good to have a low property tax rate, because you can say we're we're providing the services that you need at a rate that's lower than, our surrounding cities, right? Where it's not a good thing is when you're not providing the services that the people want, and that's when you need to take a look at that. So I told the board last night that I don't believe there will be a need for a property tax increase in this upcoming budget. We just had a really good sales tax. We get Christmas in February, and there were a record amount of sales in Springfield this Christmas. It was about $74 million in purchases or sales that were reported in Springfield for the month of December, because we get those numbers in February, which results in about $1 million in sales tax revenue locally, and or for Springfield. So that's a great month. That means our economy is still doing well, and we're excited about that. So hopefully the growth will keep up with itself. We are embarking on building a third fire station. That project is already underway. So we're just we're hopeful. We want to keep. Obviously, I don't want to pay any more taxes than anyone else, and or that I do now. I certainly would like to pay as least amount of taxes as possible. I also understand that the gas in that fire engine costs money, and the way that gas is put in there is through is through taxes, right? And so as long as we can provide those services, we want to do so at the best rate that we can do for the citizens.
Very good. And so with all that said, now you were talking about the things that are already, kind of in the works. You've got the wastewater plant too is already in the works.
Correct.
So there's not any holdups there, right? That's all moving forward?
That's correct. That's all moving forward. We still expect to be under construction later this year. Have a meeting about that next week about, funding that. Of course, that is, again, those type of things, the wastewater treatment plant is not affected by tax money because the state of Tennessee requires us to keep those utilities like electric, wastewater, water, and gas.
Okay.
All of those are separate. So there's no sales tax or property tax money that goes towards the wastewater treatment plant that's why everybody's sewer bill is so high.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we can't use, high performing. We had the question that came up a couple of years ago, said, why are you giving, money away to nonprofit organizations, saying that you had a good sale, because we had a good sales tax, when the economy was performing well a couple of years ago, and that donation was set aside for Bransford, I believe. The question came, and it was a legitimate question because people just really may not know how the state law is set up on this. Why were you giving that away when you raise my sewer rates? And that's because the state of Tennessee says this is one bucket, this is another bucket, and they don't cross.
Okay.
So our wastewater treatment plant and wastewater services can only be paid for by wastewater rates.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I mean, I live next door to it, guys. So, I mean, of course, I'm going to pay
You're
attention.
interested. That's right.
I'm going to pay attention to
That's
what's
right.
going on. And they've been a good neighbor to us. We've never had an issue, and appreciate them. And, anxious to see what y'all going to build out there. I think it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be super nice. I don't think it's going to do anything except make it more pleasant to be their neighbor.
Exactly. I think once the construction's over, it'll be a nicer facility.
Construction, yeah. But anyway, anything else you want to cover?
That's it. Follow us on social media for all of we have a newsletter that goes out. I would encourage, we've got so many subscribers to that now, and it's encouraging to see that people want to be informed. So there's some information in that newsletter that I maybe forget to share here or something like that. So subscribe to that newsletter and stay informed on what's going on in Springfield.
Very good. All kinds of wonderful things. Ryan Martin, his door is always open, and you can reach out to him easily. Do you tell him where your office is located?
We're at 405 North Main Street, so most folks know where the center is. And so if you know where the center, if you look back, there's a parking lot beside the center. We're sitting back right there. You can come in City Hall. We'll be glad to see you.
You can go in there and pay your utility bills and all those kinds of things. And just if you have a concern, reach out to them.
That's right.
When's the first Friday night market?
First Friday night market starts in May.
That's coming up before you know it, guys. We got summer on the horizon, and we got the Brown girls coming on in here. She's my sister. Are you familiar with these guys?
I don't think so.
Oh, they're good. They're locals. Amelia and Reagan Brown. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Ryan. Ryan Martin, our city manager here in Springfield. If you need him, just reach out to him, and he will fill you in on all the things going on. And you need to stand by because we've got the Go Show coming up next. We'll take a little break here and switch over to the Go Show. But girls, y'all can start making your way in here. I'm just wrapping up. But we've got Amelia and Reagan Brown coming in here. She's my sister. And it's going to be fun because they play. Get on this microphone for me a real quick second. Y'all are part of the Tri-Star Ramblers, right?
Yes, ma'am, the
Okay.
Tri-State Ramblers.
Tri-State. I'm so sorry. I had it wrong. But anyway, they're part of the Tri-State Ramblers, and they're going to be playing. They've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So I'm just going to get on out of here. Hi, Miss Danita. You're going to want to stick around for this, guys, because it's always fun when we bring in live music. So stay tuned here on 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a wonderful day.